when I went to a business and industry forum thing, what they were doing, because they were setting their goals for the next year. And I went because of the housing, because workforce housing is one of their biggest things they're fighting for. Every time something comes up in the legislature, they're right there, because affordable housing stops some of these workers coming to New Hampshire. They can't afford the housing. So all of these things go, but in talking to them, they were talking about, I can't remember how it came up, but they said something about not having a broad-based tax. And I stood up and said, I've been sitting here listening to you for the last half hour, talking about all the things you wanted: improved infrastructure, schools that train the kids, and all these different programs. And they said, and yet you come over here and say, well, how are you going to pay for them? You're just saying we don't want any broad-based taxes. And they said, well, we tried that, and we lost a third of our membership because we made that a goal. But it's so sad. We want, but we don't have the resources to do. I mean, they're saying if we would improve our roads, if we would improve our mass transit, if we would improve this, if we would improve that, it would be an easier state for businesses to work in. It would provide the resources that these groups, that the businesses require. The manufacturing requires us to have rail service and transportation. But we keep backing up against the unwillingness to develop the resources to be able to provide what they need. Well, ideally, I think those of us who can afford to pay more should be paying a little more. And we should not be asking it of our lowest income people. It needs to be, to me, a tax has to be proportional to those who can afford to pay. If our lowest income person now is paying 10% of their income to pay their property taxes, and people at the higher end are paying 2%, there's something very wrong. And you can't do property taxes on a proportional basis because it's based on the value of the property. So it has to be a tax system that has a basis of those of us who have versus those who are working so hard. So I think so graduated income tax is probably the easiest. And it would also, I think, be the easiest for the state, because it's easy to just take it from a line on the federal income tax based on that, so there's no collection cost. There's not all the cost of something like a sales tax. Although New Hampshire's penchant for wanting to charge the visitors for everything, the people who come to visit our state, probably a sales tax would have the visitors share our costs. But who knows? I don't think it's an easy question in New Hampshire, but I think it's something we should be talking about.